Good morning, Central Campus. This is Jake
and Alicia Johnson,
bringing you your Central Campus news. Tomorrow, Wednesday, is an extended school day. We are making up first hour from 2:57 to 3:47. There is no extended detention tomorrow.
Yearbook students from both first and second semester are asked to meet in the library on Tuesday, February 14th at 3 p.m. sharp to take a photo for the yearbook.
Get a sneak peek at this year's yearbook and buy photos of you and your friends. Yearbook students are selling photos taken first semester during all 3 lunches tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. The cost is 25 cents per photo or 5 photos for $1. Sneak peeks of the yearbook and cover are going to be on display with many reminders to purchase your yearbook before the February 10th deadline.
There is a meeting about Mr. Gifford's summer of 2018 London trip on Thursday at 7 p.m. See Mr. Gifford in room 301 for details.
February is Career and Technical Education Month. What career is in your future? Do a half-day job setup to explore your options. See your counselor today to apply.
If you ordered a National Honor Society shirt, please pick it up in the room 120, the driver education room. The cost is $15.
There's a fast pitch player meeting and sign up on Thursday night at 7:15 at Magic City campus. There is hitting after the meeting.
Happy birthday today to Skylar Litko, Brooke Shurowski, Blake Walter, and Garrett Watson.
Lunch today is hot dog on a bun, chili in a bread bowl, and salad bar and milk.
Roll Magic Project, the hockey and cheer team are doing a drive during the Saturday game. Paper towels, toilet paper, canned foods, anything that rolls will be an area to put them. That's it for your Central Campus News. Have a wonderful day.
I'm Mike Smith, and you're watching The Harbor. As I look back on my life and reflect, some of the most impactful and important relationships that I've ever had come from mentors or coaches. I think there might be a stigma around mentoring today. Mentoring is not just if you're at risk or if you don't have a parent or if, people look at you as though you're on the fringe. Mentoring's for everybody. I think one common denominator amongst successful people is they didn't do it alone. They always had a mentor. They had someone help guide their path. And I know that's true for me. My college basketball coach was someone who was super influential in my life. He was a man who held me to a standard higher than I oftentimes was willing to hold myself. Now, the idea of being mentored might seem great, but in reality, being mentored is hard. It takes the ability to be teachable. You've got to be coachable. You've got to be humble enough to admit that you don't know everything and you're not always right. And above all else, it takes being able to listen. You can't be mentored overnight. Mentoring isn't as much about the end result as it is valuing learning above everything else. Back in the day, being mentored was called an apprenticeship, and an apprenticeship was a 7-year commitment fully devoted to a singular task. Whether that was a blacksmith, a welder, a music composer, you would take 7 years and learn from a master of your craft before you were able to fully own your trade. The process of apprenticeship and mentoring has been proven for generations. But nowadays, with the lack of mentorship, so many young people are entering the workforce already thinking they're an expert at their craft, only to fall flat on their faces. And a lot of you, maybe you don't think that you need a mentor. But my guess is that life hasn't hit you in the face yet. Maybe you haven't experienced tragedy. Maybe you haven't experienced trials, whether it's at school, at home, or in the workplace. But it's in those moments that having a mentor becomes crucial. And there are all different types of mentors out there. For some of us, what we need is an older mentor. A lot of you might think it's weird to spend time talking to an older person because you think they're outdated or they don't understand technology. And in some cases, that may be true. But think about how much you've learned in the past 4 years. Now imagine how much you would have learned in the last 40 years. I think it's so important for us to listen and learn from someone with so much more life experience. For some of you, I'd recommend a professional mentor. It's finding someone in a career path that you want to take and learning from their years of experience. It's taking an unpaid internship. It's learning from their successes and their failures. And for some of you, it's finding an intellectual mentor, someone who can recommend books or quotes, things that can continue to stimulate your mind. And lastly, some of you need to be a mentor. Just as you know how important it is to have a positive role model in your life, now it's time for you to be a positive role model to others. It's being a part of a Big Brothers or Big Sisters program at your school. It's getting involved in your church. For some of you, it's just being a good role model to your younger brother or younger sister. Don't forget the power you have to change the lives around you. I fully believe all of us can get to a place in life where we can become a mentor. And to those of you wondering how to ask a mentor, know that it's not always easy. It can be uncomfortable. But that's the whole point of mentorship. It's stepping outside of yourself and being willing to ask someone for help. It's being willing to approach someone who maybe you've never met, maybe you don't even have that great of a relationship with, but you've got to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone and at least approach someone, or you're never going to get help. And for those of you already mentoring someone, thank you. Thank you for not being passive. Thank you for not waiting for someone else to do it. Thank you for taking the opportunity to use the power that you have to have an impact on those around you. I promise you, it will mean the world to them in the long run.